Welcome to Online Math. Today, we will solve equations and find the value of x. For us to solve equations and find the missing value, we need to use what is called the inverse operations. The inverse of plus is to minus, and the inverse of minus is to plus. The inverse of times is to divide, and the inverse of divide is to times. Let's take a look at the examples together. Number 1, the inverse of plus 3 is to minus, so it would be minus 3. Number 2, the inverse of minus 6 would be to plus 6. Number 3, the inverse of times 8 would be divide by 8, and the inverse of divide by 9 would be times 9. Now let's have a look at the practice questions together. We are going to solve for x using a suitable inverse operation. Let's take a look at number 1. The equation is x minus 5 equals to 20. For you to find the value of x, you need to get rid of the negative 5 that's on the left-hand side so that x is left by itself on the left-hand side equaling to something. How you can get rid of this negative 5 is to use an inverse operation. The inverse of minus 5 is to plus 5. And when you plus 5, to maintain the balance, you have to plus 5 to both sides of the equation. On the left-hand side, the negative 5 and the plus 5 will equal to 0, so you can cancel it out. And you'll be left with just the x on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you have 20 plus 5. So x is equal to 25. Number 2, the equation says it is x over negative 11 equals to negative 4. To solve for x here, we need to find the inverse of negative 11. But notice that negative 11 is dividing the x. So we need to find the inverse of divide by negative 11. So that would be times negative 11. So rewrite the equation. And then times negative 11 on both sides. Looking at the left-hand side, we have negative 11x over negative 11. On the right-hand side, negative times negative gives us positive, so we have positive 44. Going back to the left-hand side, negative 11 over negative 11 is 1, so we can cancel it out, and we're left with the x, and that equals to 44. Question 3, x plus 2 equals to 10. We need to find the inverse of plus 2, and that is minus 2, so we need to minus 2 on both sides. Plus 2 minus 2 gives us 0, so you can cancel, and that leaves us with x on the left-hand side equaling to 8. And last question, 3x equals to 4. 3x means 3 times x. So the inverse of times 3 is to divide by 3. So I would rewrite the equation and divide by 3 and divide the right-hand side by 3. 3 over 3 is equal to 1. So I'll cross it out, and that leaves me with just x equaling to 4 over 3. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.